Something isn't right with the world. I think it's related to the fact that there's no more history on the History Channel, and that the Discovery Channel is only interested in exploring the depths of your bank account. The word integrity has become obsolete, archaic, and unnecessary, simply because no one has any integrity anymore. Whatever happened to learning for the sake of learning? Who decided that it was okay to charge money for knowledge? Our youth are being put into bondage for the information necessary to live in this society. In the 21st century, slaves toil away in classrooms as well as coal mines. And those who choose to resist the path of peonage laid before us are destined to a life of minimum wage mundanity or constant criminal risk. There's something to be said about the quality of our reality if we are constantly seeking and consuming illicit substances to escape it. I too have become a slave, and a large portion of you who will hear this message have become slaves too. Our souls signed away at the dotted line, sealed within great paper phylacteries adorned with the sinister symbols and nomenclature of our hell-born banks. And for those of you who don't know of our bondage, I bid you welcome. Like a brother greater than I once said, to the United Snakes, land of the thief, home of the slave, the Grand Imperial Guard, where the dollar is sacred and power is God. If your total net worth rests below 10 million, I suggest you please stay away. Silly me, silly me, silly me. After all, this country was built on generation after generation of genocide, rape, and fraud, codified into the laws we hold so high. How dare I even expect civil discourse and equality from such a sinister state? Cloaked in a fog of pure ignorance, we the people paradoxically bear the weight of our fraudulent federal government on our backs while simultaneously, parasitically, dependently relying upon it. Parapets and gaudy domiciles built with the bones of children caught in careless drone fire. Newsflash, the Illuminati and the powers that be are not trying to take over the world. This is not about pineal gland calcification, this is about the systematic disenfranchisement and subjugation of every man, woman, and child in this unfortunate nation. They impose harsh sentences on small-time drug crimes and outsource our only sources of economic stability. Left with no upward mobility, they dare to call us lazy and thuggish when we are forced to our last resort of selling drugs in order to just put bread on the table. The world is your oyster, they say, but they fail to tell you about the fine print which emphatically states that you may only possess the oyster shucking knife if you are white, male, and upper middle class. But don't get me wrong, this is not about checking privilege and white guilt, but simply about the way this fucked up world works. Some say we should raise our fists and fight, and I say to them, good luck. Good luck fighting the world's most technologically advanced military units on their home territory. Guerrilla warfare doesn't work very well when your enemy possesses pinpoint satellites that can see your face from orbit. I hope you don't mind being despised by the general public when you're designated with the dreaded catch-all term that is terrorist. But we can't just sit here and let the vines of greed asphyxiate our vitality and our little wealth away. So herein lies the question that I pose to you. What are we to do?